Hello everyone, my name is Saurav Sharma. I'm a certified instructor here at ASM Educational Center in Rockville, Maryland. We offer training on areas like cloud computing, computer networking, security, etc. You can check out more about us at asmed.com. I'm very excited that you'll be attending this bootcamp. And before you come to the bootcamp, I wanted to recommend some of the things that will help you get most out of this bootcamp. The first thing that you want to do before you come to the bootcamp is sign up for Amazon Web Services. And once you sign up, on the day of the bootcamp, you can start using your account. Otherwise, sometimes AWS will take about 24 to 48 hours to verify your account. So this will be the first thing that you need to do for this bootcamp. Now, I have made a few points that I say is good to have for this bootcamp. The first thing that I would say will help you is a minimum of 10 hours spent using AWS. So this is my console, my AWS console, and there's a lot of things in this console that will take some time to get used to. And if you start playing with the services a little bit, for example, creating an S3 bucket, which is just folders to store files, and launching some virtual computers, which is EC2, these things that will help you get used to the interface of Amazon Web Services. Very soon you'll understand how to get to the place you want very quick. This comes with practice. So if I were to go to VPC, then I have a few options. I can type in VPC over here in the search box. My most recent services will also be on the history on the left side, and I can also pin some of the services from right here. So if I always use, let's say, S3, then I can do stuff like pin them in right here on the top, and I'm gonna do this for EC2 as well. And whenever I need to go to EC2, all I do is click on here. When I need to go to S3, all I do is click on here. One of the things that we'll be spending a lot of time is auto scaling and load balancing. And when you go to the EC2 console, for example, if you just look on the left panel of this dashboard, then you'll start to see things like security groups, elastic IPs, placement groups, key pairs, load balancers, auto scaling groups. Make sure that you just browse through these windows and see the options available to you under the EC2 dashboard or the S3 dashboard. I would say basic networking knowledge is required for this course, and you have to have idea about subnets, CIDR blocks, firewalls, DNS protocols, at least at a surface level. You need to know what they are. One of the things that we'll be doing a lot during this course is remotely connecting to a computer, and that can be done using things like SSH in Linux and RDP for Windows machines. If you've never accessed a remote computer through these protocols like SSH and RDP, then I would encourage you to look into them. I'm going to give you a quick demo. This is my EC2 dashboard. If I click on my running instance, then after I launch this, I can click on connect, and I can copy the things that I need to connect. Here I have the DNS name of the virtual server and things like the username of the machine and my key pair. Once I copy this and once I paste this in my terminal, then I can access the computer now. If you look into here, this is my virtual computer. It's easy as that, but you need to know how to do this. And for Linux, it's done using SSH. For Windows, it's done using remote desktop. Now this is what a remote desktop software looks like. All you need to do in the remote desktop is you need to provide the IP address of the computer that you are connecting to, username and password, and you can connect to the computer. We will be providing you with a couple of example videos where we use RDP and SSH to log in to remote computers. And if you come prepared, knowing how to do these things, then you'll be in a good position. Basic knowledge of programming, for example, Python, Java, C++, any knowledge of programming will help you with some of the sections. Basic Linux or Windows commands in the command prompt or terminal. We will be using Linux commands a little bit in this course. Our main focus in this course will be things like EC2, S3, which is for storage of your files, IAM, which is identity and access management, VPC, virtual private cloud. This is the networking portion. It's very, very, very important for this exam. Route 53, which is the DNS service, and security, which is a big part of the exam. So we will be focusing a lot of time on these topics. These topics will go very deep and try to spend a lot of time because these are the fundamental services in AWS. Now this bootcamp will have a hands-on approach. We will have lots of labs, and we suggest you to watch videos before you come to the class. Every night we have suggested videos for you for the next day. If you watch these videos and maybe if you try to do them before you come to the class, then it'll be easier for you to follow along and not be lost, because we will be covering a lot of stuff in these 40 hours. We're available after 5 p.m. or during lunch for additional questions if you have them. Now, once again, to quickly review, before you come to the bootcamp, try to spend some time working with AWS, at least 10 or 12 hours, navigating through the AWS Console, creating some S3 buckets. Do whatever you can. It's just to get familiar with the interface. Look into some Linux commands, watch recommended videos beforehand, read a couple of white papers if you can. Now, white papers are technical documents provided by AWS for free, and they are very, very, very well written, easy to read, and they will be one of the most helpful things to prepare for the AWS exams. And if you read a couple of white papers that I've mentioned here, one is the Introduction to AWS, the other is the Well-Architected Framework, then you get a good idea of what are the things that you will be tested on during the exam and what are the best practices for anyone using AWS. Once again, I'm very excited to meet you all during this bootcamp. I will see you in the bootcamp then. Bye-bye.